But tonight is a hell of a matchup. I think Jalen Brunson should take this personal, just like he takes every matchup against these top point guards in the NBA personal. Takes the matchup with Dame personal. Takes the matchup with Drew Holiday personal. Takes the matchup with Steph. Every guy he steps in front of, he takes it personal. So for him to, I think all of us agree that he was snubbed on being a starter for the All-Star game that's in Indy. He's going up against a guy who is starting in the All-Star game coming up in about 2 weeks. So I think he should take this matchup personal tonight. I think he needs to go at Haliburton. Don't get into the 1v1 kind of thing, because this is a team game. But remind Haliburton, remind the rest of the league that you are NBA All-Star starter this year. So love Jalen Brunson. Really, really looking forward to the matchup tonight with the Indiana Pacers.
What do you think of AllBall?
Well, you know me. Just to answer your initial, great take two, Flea. But
Yes,
just
sir.
to answer your initial, Brunson is a superstar. I'm not gonna go into why. I've been saying that. A lot of people definition of superstar is different. You know, I heard Gilbert Arenas and Kenyon Martin say there's only 2 superstars in the NBA. So it goes to show you a lot of us have different definitions of superstar. But tonight is a big game. Tonight is just as big game as it was against Miami, because this is a potential playoff matchup. And also there is some respectful smoke between the 2 best point guards in the Eastern Conference. One being Jalen Brunson, one being Haliburton. And I hope Jalen Brunson takes it personal. I hope Tibbs and the whole Knicks organization takes it personal that their best player, best point guard in the East, got snubbed by a guy that the NBA is trying to make a superstar. In the in-season tournament, I've heard nothing but Haliburton. Y'all 2 brothers been up on Haliburton, so I can't call y'all bandwagoners. But nobody was up on Haliburton like that besides y'all 2. Y'all put me on to him. I knew he was good, but everybody was going berserk. In-season tournament, they tried. If you notice, they're pushing him. But what does Brunson do? Like you said, Flea, great point. I watched that whole game against Utah. Sexton. From the beginning of the game, all Brunson did was smirk. Didn't say anything. And what I always say, our superstars, they don't cry. They don't beg. They just play hard. Pause. Tonight is a big game. I need Brunson with a 40-piece. I need him to really let Haliburton know I'm the big dog over here.
Mm-hmm.
But what I don't understand is Haliburton is getting all his love. They digress, if I'm not mistaken, from last season. We progress. We're in the 2nd seed. Our guy numbers is just as good. Yes, big shout out Haliburton with the assist. But look what Jalen Brunson is doing with minus Randall, minus OG for 2 games, minus Mitchell. And let's not talk about when we made the trade for OG, people said we were going to miss RJ Barrett and quickly. And what happens? Come on, man. DiVincenzo, Hart, Grimes, Deuce. So big game tonight. Battle of the point guards. The 2 best point guards in the East. That's no knock to Dame and Trey, Drew Holiday and those guys. But I'm going with, you know how we do. Jalen Brunson, baby. Knicks for the win. 3-0, despite, OG and Randall missing. Excuse me.
Man, I'm hyped for this. Like you touched on AllBall, Flea, and myself. We always praise Haliburton. He's the first person I ever heard compare Haliburton to Steve Nash because of this season. He took that leap. And again, a lot of Knicks fans, this is why this is a big deal. It's not just battle of the point guards. We didn't draft him. We took Obi over him. Like, this is a big deal for us. This is Leon Rose saying a Leon Rose statement, big time Knicks statement. Yo, this is the guy that we set up. Let's call a spade a spade. You set everything up to go get your godson here. You said he was nice. We've been watching Haliburton from the Kings. We're like, yo, what? Are you sure? Then he goes to the Pacers last year, and we go 30 straight assists, no turnovers. Like, this guy looks what? Then this year he just has this crazy leap, a crazy leap. But alongside that, Brunson's leap took place. So it's like, damn, I don't know what culture would have been better, Brunson or Haliburton in New York. But I ain't mad at this at all. I ain't thinking about that, about Shorty that I could have had. She's nice, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I got one.
Yeah.
I got one over here.
You got some fire. You got some fire. You got
Come
some
on
fire.
now, like, and the whole league is worried. And they were doubting us. I told you she was bad. They were doubting us. So
right.
So now it's coming down to that. Yeah, he's limping into this game. Haliburton is. Brunson is not. The team is. The fact that we won 2 without OG Randall. Again, we're not referring to his size. We already know about what the league is about. You're dealing with David versus Goliath. That's who he is. He's a David. He's a super David. Steph Curry, these guys. Isaiah Thomas, they're the Davids of the world. So they're going against Goliath. And who do we think is better at point guard? Who would we rather have at this point? You splitting hairs, man. We're splitting hairs because Haliburton, they have different styles. Brunson is a scorer. He's a typical point guard that the era opened up for, and Haliburton could probably play in any era besides him being so slim. Dog. Damn, and I'm torn, bro, because you know how I feel, bro. Like I'm rooting for my guy. I can't wait for this because if he torches him, bro, this is what happens when you don't play defense. Brunson's a better defender than Haliburton. Let's get this straight. He's a better defender. You have to think about Brunson in the open floor. You have to think about Brunson in the half court. He's not Trae Young in the half court. He's not any of these guys. He thinks the game throughout the game. I don't know if Haliburton, he does, but he's weak sauce out there, bro. I know my guy. I expect him to torch Haliburton, especially if he's playing with he's linked with a groin injury.
Mm-hmm. From that slip. I look
bad slip. I expect, I expect Brunson to go off and really show like, bro, I think this is in his head. Nah, they got me. He knows that the smart basketball fans are thinking about this right now. All of us are thinking about this, and hopefully he sees this video, bro. Do your thing, because this is the reason why we got you and we're rooting for you.
I think you asked the question within your take right now. Great take, Fabe. You asked who would you roll with, right? Who would you take if there's 2 point guards left on the baseline and you picking your point guard? Who you picking? I think it's a toss up, but I think that you honestly have to lean towards Brunson, and that's not bias. That's just I've watched Jalen Brunson take over playoff series. Right, I watched Jalen Brunson lose Luka Doncic in a series against Donovan Mitchell and own Donovan Mitchell for an entire series and win that series without Luka Doncic. Then, after that, watch him compete in a Western Conference Finals against the champions Golden State Warriors. You were competing against a Steph Curry, a Klay Thompson, a Draymond Green, like the cream of the crop of the NBA, right? I watched Jalen Brunson compete. I watched Jalen Brunson average 30 in the second round of the playoffs last year against a Miami Heat team who winds up in the NBA Finals. So I've watched Jalen Brunson play in some pretty big stages, show up on some pretty big stages. I have not seen that from Tyrese Haliburton yet. That does not take away from who he is as a basketball player, but that does bolster who Jalen Brunson is as a basketball player. So if I got to answer the question, give me Brunson every day of the week, twice on Sunday at this point. So,
well, damn, y'all both made such great points. I'm gonna take it in another direction.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I like Brunson more, and that's no knock on Haliburton. Haliburton is definitely great. But Brunson has more pressure. He's playing in New York. No disrespect by Haliburton. There's no expectations over there.
Right.
If they don't make the playoffs, there's going to be no scrutiny. It's going to be just fine. But when you play for the Knicks, come on, man, it's a whole different ball game. So for Brunson to invite that and put that on his shoulders, also, you're playing with a Randall who, was our guy for these last couple years. So to make that work, to help Tibbs understand, now how to coach in 2023-24, this is all Brunson.
Yeah.
So the props that Haliburton gets for the assists and being a pure point guard, which he's great at. Brunson is a pure point guard, but in a different sense. He's getting guys to buy in. He's getting the coaching staff to buy in. And he's doing it in New York, flea and fade. Once again, no knock on Indiana, but if Haliburton and them don't get to the playoffs, you're not going to hear nothing about that. He's still going to be considered a superstar. They're still going to go crazy over him averaging this amount of assists and winning the end season and this and that. But let Brunson not make the playoffs. Y'all know how New Yorkers get. So for me, I'm going in that direction while I'm taking Brunson because he showed that in one of the toughest markets, one of the toughest city in the world to play with the best and toughest and craziest fans. Hey man, he's doing it with no problem. So for me, Brunson for president, baby, best point guard in the East. And I know we still got the Currys and I know SGA and those guys, but I'm gonna tell you this: he can ball with them guys. That's all I'm saying. They may have a table. He can sit at that table. I'm not saying he's going to sit next to Curry and SGA, but he's at that table now. I'm sorry. Move over Dame. Move over Trae Young. Move over Drew Holiday. Move over De'Aaron Fox. All great players. Brunson is sitting at that table, bro.
No question.
So, yeah, Knicks for life.